Good evening, all. Okay, today we will continue with the Ancient India Previous Year Question Paper Analysis Part 2. Yesterday we have completed till 2013 to 2016. Today we will be moving to 2017, 18, 19 and 20. The remaining 4 years will be completed today. That is our objective. And we will be taking all the questions from Ancient India, Medieval India and Art and Culture to analyze and how to answer these questions in the live examination. That is our strategy. You should also follow these strategy, or you should also try to answer these questions so that it will be better for you, or which will help you to understand the answer identification skills for prelims examination. Am I audible to all? Is there any issues? Good evening, all. So we will start in 2 minutes. Let everyone join. Am I audible? Okay, we will start the. Good evening, all. Good evening, Sarin. Okay, the question one is this is from 2017. We will start with 2017 and we will move to 2020. The first question is with reference to the difference between the culture of Rigvedic Aryans and Indus Valley people, which of the following statement is correct? Rigvedic Aryans used to use the coat of mail and helmet in warfare, whereas people of Indus Valley civilization did not leave any evidence of using them. Rigvedic Aryans knew gold, silver and copper, whereas Indus Valley people knew only copper and iron. Third one, Rigvedic Aryans had domesticated the horse, whereas there is no evidence of Indus Valley people having been aware of this animal. Try to answer this. I'm giving you 30 seconds more. What is the answer here? Okay. Here, few things you should notice in these kind of questions. These Indus Valley civilization, most of the questions are of repeating kind. That means yesterday we have came across, or we learned a question where the UPSC asked that Indus Valley people does not have any awareness about horse. At that time, I discussed that, or I said that because of horse, absence of horse also a cause for decline of Indus Valley civilization. That is, here the same statement of the previous year was repeated in a different form. That is, Rigvedic Aryans had domesticated the horse, whereas there is no evidence. Already there was a question stating the same idea, that is, there is no evidence of Indus Valley people having been aware of this animal. So this statement is of course true. And second statement, come to the second statement, that is, Rigvedic Aryans knew gold, silver and copper, while Indus Valley people knew only copper and iron. But in your ancient history NCERT, it states that iron or IAS, it is represented as IAS in Rigveda, and it is the first reference of iron. That means Indus Valley people does not know about iron. That is, 2 is wrong, 3 is correct. So you know that 2 is wrong and 3 is correct. That means even if you don't know the first statement, you can directly move to the answer. Of course, it is C. Your answer is C. That should be your strategy. Try to eliminate questions or eliminate statements from your questions. If you can eliminate these options, it will be better to identify. It will be easier to understand and identify the answers. So the idea is the answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Next question, with reference to the Manipuri Sankirtana, consider the following statement. It is a song and a dance performance. Cymbals are the only musical instruments used in the performance. It is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. Answer this question in another 30 seconds. Any idea? Okay, B. Everyone is saying B. That is exactly the answer is B. Here also, yesterday we have discussed that in the previous year session, we have discussed that whenever there is an absolute statement or an extreme statement, you should put a flag. Put a flag there, or try to go through this statement once again. That is, it is a song and dance performance. So leave it. Maybe it is Manipuri Sankirtana. Sankirtana means something related to song, and there can be some dance performance. Leave it. It can be true. And second one, cymbals are the only musical instruments used in performance. This is very what to say. It is very rare situation, or cymbals cannot be the only musical instruments used in a performance. There can be some other instruments. So put a flag here. And the third one is, it is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. Almost every Sankirtana will be depicting the stories and life of Lord Krishna itself. So you can say that this is also true. And here given is 1, 2, 3, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1 only. And if you can eliminate 2, or if you can take a chance, then you have only 1 only and 1 and 3. That means 1 is of course true, and you should also connect it with the Lord Krishna. This is a little bit tricky, but if you practice enough, you can definitely get through this answer. That is B. That is the idea. Try to practice more, practice better, give certain times to identify your strategy or develop your strategy. It will, of course, definitely in 1 or 2 months, definitely you can understand the idea behind these things. Okay, so question 2 is answer B. Then question 4, which one of the following was a very important seaport of Kakatiya Kingdom? Kakkanada, Motupalli, Machilipatnam, Nelluru. Any idea? Yes, this is of course Motupalli. This is, if you know, you know. That's the idea here. You cannot take a chance here. You cannot try to use certain logics to answer this in this question. There can be certain strategies, but mostly it should be answered in a factual stance. That means this is a factual question. If you know, you can take a chance, because almost everything is related in a similar location. So multiple is the right answer. If you can identify certain ideas or certain logical elimination methods, that is very good. As far as I know, there is very limited answers here. So if you know, the answer is fourth one answer is B, multiple. So next question, fifth question, with reference to the religious history of India, consider the following statements. Sautandrika and Samadhya were the sect of Jainism. Sarvastivadin held that the constituents of phenomena were not wholly momentary but existed forever in a latent form. Again, in this question also, try to relate it with your native language. Whichever it is, try to relate it with your native language. It could be very easy to understand the statements. Try to answer this in another 15 seconds. B. Anyone else? Sarin says B. Anyone else? So, in this question, I can give you a hint. That is Sarvastivadin. That is Sarva means completely or all. Siddhavadin, or it is completely or it is existing forever. Whenever you read this statement or this word, you can relate it with the given definition. That is Sarvastivadin. That means it will be there forever. Okay, try to connect it with your native language. If you can convert it into Malayalam or any other languages, you can identify certain similar words in your native languages itself. So the second statement is of course true. The first one is wrong. You should understand the remember the sects of Jainism, that is Digambara, Shvetambara. All these things should be remembered. And first one should be answered or used. Factual understanding should be used to answer the first statement. Identify whether it is true or wrong, true or false. And second one, you can connect it with your native language and you can identify. There is a chance that you can take risk in your prelims examination. If you read this, you can understand that there is a chance that the second statement is true. Of course, second statement is true. The answer is B here. So try to use this same idea in almost every questions in prelims, ancient history part, ancient medieval history, etc. Try to use these ideas. Next question. The painting of Bodhisattva Padmabadi is one of the most famous and oft illustrated paintings at Ajanta, Badami, Bagh, Ellora. This can be very easy question, type question. Almost everyone should be knowing this. Directly picked from NCERT. Yes, of course. A is the answer. It is from Ajanta. It is of course from Ajanta. This is from Ajanta. There is illustrations in your fine art textbook. There is illustration in your ancient history textbooks. Directly picked from NCERT. Nothing other than this is that should be understood. That is, whenever there is a discussion on Ajanta caves, there will be Bodhisattva Padmavani image will be there. Okay. So next question, seventh question. Chaliha Sahib Festival, Nandaraj Jat Yatra, Vari Varkari, whether it is related to the given communities. Seventh question. Chaliha Sahib Festival related to Sindhis, Nandaraj Jat Yatra related to Gonds, Vari Varkari, and also whether it is indirectly related. Which one is the correct answer? Take another 10 seconds to remember. These things can be the similar questions, or questions on festivals can be answered only with the current events. If you know the current events, or if you know the events and festivals that is happening in India from newspapers, it is very good. Whenever you learn these things, it can directly ensure these kind of questions. So go through current affairs, current events. For example, if there is an issue in certain type of festivals, or if there is a speciality in certain festivals given in the newspaper, then there can be a question based on this. In this, I'm going to you may not be able to directly answer this with a actual knowledge, so I'm going through this. Yes, of course, answer is A. That is Vari Varkari is by Varkari tribe, and Nandaraj Jat Yatra is not in those central Indian region that is happening in Himachal, Uttarakhand, or somewhere near the Himalayan regions only. These are not correct, but this is correctly related. One only is the answer. So go through the festivals and traditions discussed in your newspaper. After that, you can directly get these kinds of answer. Okay, try to go through the festivals in newspaper. These type of questions are not supposed to be answered with a factual knowledge. Rather, this is a chance here. Okay. So next question, question number 8. Which of the following is are famous for sun temples? Asaravalli, Amarkandak, Omkareshwar. It can be directly answered with a logical thought process. Okay. I'm giving you 20 seconds. Try to answer that. Arasavalli, Amarkandak, Omkareshwar. Yeah, anyone else? Silence is saying A. Yes, everybody is saying A. The idea here is you just need to understand Om. Om is related to Shiva. If you can identify Hindu traditions, or if you can remember the Hindu traditions and gods and relate the idea of Om with the Shiva, then you can directly eliminate the third name given in the question. If you can eliminate third one, you can eliminate 3 statements, and remaining thing is one only. Amarkandak is not a sun temple. Only Arasavalli from Andhra Pradesh is the sun temple. This is in Madhya Pradesh somewhere. This is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, just go through the idea. All these questions require you to use some logic. Try to get some logic and try to use this logic in your prelims examination. So if you can use this logic, you can definitely answer this question. Very simple question, very simple logic. Try to use that. Question number 9. The well-known painting Bani Tani belongs to. This is also a simple question. Very simple question. Bani Tani belongs to. Just go through all these schools of paintings I think it is covered in Nitin Singhania. Just go through the features, just go through the names, etc. Yes, D. Of course, D. Direct question, factual question. You can answer. The answer is Kishangarh score D. 10th question with reference to the religious practices in India. Tanakwasi sect belongs to. Tanakwasi sect belongs to Buddhism, Jainism, Vaishnavism, Shaivism. Tanakwasi sect. Which one is it? Buddhism, Jainism, Vaishnavism. Yes, Jainism it is. That is, in this question, Tanakwasi, these kind of words are related to either Buddhism or Jainism. You can eliminate Vaishnavism and Shaivism. The remaining thing is Buddhism and Jainism. If you don't know, try to take some guesses. If you have certain logic, that is good. These terms can be used to identify either Buddhism or Jainism. Even if you can eliminate two questions, you should take a chance. Go for Buddhism or Jainism. Then remaining thing is your luck. Try to use that also. Okay, the answer is B, Jainism. Of course, the answer is B. That is question number 10. Next one, question number 11. With reference to Indian history, who among the following is a future Buddha yet to come to save the world? Avalokiteshvara, Logeshwara, Maitreya, Padmabhan. Which one is the future Buddha? Avalokiteshvara, Logeshwara, Maitreya, Padmabhan. Yes, yes. Maitreya is the answer. Of course, Maitreya is the answer. Good, good. Maitreya is the answer. Just go through these things in your, I think this is in your Nitin Singhania or NCRT, somewhere else. We will be compiling certain words and important things to be noted in this ancient history and medieval India. We will be compiling some notes soon, and we will be releasing it. Everybody can get an access to it. So that in the past 2 or 3 years, there are multiple questions from in this session related to certain words. What is the meaning of these words, or why is it related to something else? These kind of questions are there. We will be compiling certain things and giving to you as soon as possible. So next question, 12th question: in which of the following relief sculpture inscription is Ranyo Ashoka, King Ashoka, mentioned along with the stone portrait of Ashoka? Kanganahalli, Sanchi, Shabbas Garhi, Sogora. Ranyo Ashoka, Kanganahalli, Sanchi, Shabbas Garhi, Sogora. Any idea? I'm giving you another 10 seconds. This Ranyo Ashoka is mentioned in Kanganahalli. It is mentioned in Kanganahalli. The answer is A. It is mentioned in Kanganahalli. Answer is A. This is, remember this, this is 8th question of 2019. I think it is 2019. Next question, it is question 7 of 2019. Which one of the following is not a Harappan site? Chanhudara, Fort Fiji, Sagaura, Desalpur. Yes, I think it was Kanganahalli. Which one of the following is not a Harappan site? Sanhudara, Fort Digi, Saugora, Desalpur. I'm giving you another 10 seconds. Any idea? Sanhudara, whether it is Sanhudara, Kotiji, Saugora, or Desalpur. Okay, first understand or try to get some ideas. These are consecutive questions of 8th and 7th question. In 8th question there is Saugora, in 7th question there is Saugora. In that exam, there is a chance that if you want, this is not a completely refined idea. When I was writing this exam, I thought whether 7 or 8 have an answer of Saugora. Both of these answer, I didn't know both of these answer. That is, I don't know whether Rani Ashaga was in Kanganalli or Harappan site was known as Saugora, I don't know. But I believed that, or I thought that there is a chance that either 7th or 8th question have an answer of Saugora. Okay, I believe that 7th or 8th question, either one of these questions will be having the answer of Saugora, because two questions having coincidence. It cannot be a coincidence. Statistically speaking, there is a chance that Saugora could be answer of either one of them. So what I did was I gave 7th answer as Saugora and 8th answer as Saugora. That is, both of these answers were given as Saugora. That means even if I lost 1 mark, the answer here is 7th question answer is C. And if you can take this chance, if you don't know any answer, any type of logic is not coming to you, or any factual idea, you don't know any factual content related to the question, you can take certain idea similar to this. That is, Saugora is there in both of these questions. I took the chance. In this 8th question, I lost 0.66 marks. In the second question, that is 7th question, I got 2 marks. That means my net is 1.3. That means I am positive. So if you have certain ideas, if you think that there is a chance of this being the answer, try to take it in your answer. I am not saying that you should always check for certain options, similar options, and put those answers in your paper. I'm saying that if you identify any type of idea in prelims examination, whether it is good or bad, it can be identified in the later stage only. Take the chance. If you can take that chance, there is a high chance that it will be positive. Almost every time there will be a positive chance. These ideas should be applied only to questions where you don't know any idea or any content in that matter. You don't know anything about this question. Try to identify these kind of things. If you have certain idea, try to use that in your answer. So 13th question answer is C. Next one, question number 14. Consider the following: deification of Buddha, then treading the path of Bodhisattvas, image worship, and rituals. Which of the above is or are the features of Mahayana Buddhism? Any idea? Yeah, anybody? Yes, the answer is D. Of course, the answer is D. Everything is related to Mahayana Buddhism. D is the answer. Mahayana Buddhism, that is, deification is there, image worship is there, treading the path of Bodhisattvas, everything is there in Mahayana Buddhism. If you consider Hinayana and Mahayana Buddhism is similar to currently available religious traditions, because it has deities, it has image worship, it has almost every issues in Hindu religions or existing Indian traditional religions can be seen in Mahayana Buddhism also. It is very much similar to Hindu rituals. At the same time, Hinayana Buddhism believes that there is no God, there should not be any image worship, and all these ideas is coming from Hinayana Buddhism. That is a basic difference between two. Try to remember those things, and you can definitely answer this question 1, 2, and 3. 9th question 1, 2, and 3. 10th question, with reference to forced labor Vishti in India during the Gupta period, which one of the following statements is correct? It was considered a source of income for the state, a sort of tax paid by the people. It was totally absent in the Madhya Pradesh and Kathiawar regions of Gupta Empire. The forced labor was entitled to weekly wages. The eldest son of the laborer was sent as the forced labor. Any idea? A, B, C, or D? I'm giving you another 10 seconds. A, A. Okay, Sarin, Reshma, etc. says, everyone says A. That is, here you can identify the answer from the statement itself. Again, it is a completely or it is an absolute statement, totally absent in Madhya Pradesh and Kathiawar regions of Gupta. We cannot, we never can say the thing. It is completely completely absent in certain region, so it must be wrong. The second one is the forced labor was entitled to weekly wages. If there is weekly wages, then how can it be a forced laborer, or how can he be a forced laborer? So you can also eliminate. Third question, then the discussion is between C and D. So there can be doubts between A and D. So not C and D, A and D. There can be some certain confusions related to A and D. Try to take the chance here. The answer is A. It was considered as a source of income. And elder son of laborer was sent as the farmer forced labor. There can be doubts, but you take your chances here. If you can eliminate at least one statement or two statements, definitely make an answer, give an answer. Do not leave behind any of the questions with 50-50 chances. If you have 50-50 chances, take the answer or put the answers. Try to identify or try to give the answer. That is question number 15. Question number 16. Building Kalyana Mandapas was a notable feature in the temple constructions in the kingdom of. This is very simple question. Kalyana Mandapas. Very simple and direct question. Building Kalyana Mandapas was a notable feature in the temple construction in the kingdom of Chalukya, Chandela, Rashtrakuta, Vijayanagara. Direct question, simple question, factual question. You can definitely answer this. Vijayanagara. Of course, D is the answer. Vijayanagara is the answer. Yes, Vijayanagara is the answer. D is the answer. Direct question. This is from NCERT only. If you read NCERT thoroughly, you can answer almost every question from the ancient history. 13th question, consider the following statement. Saint Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. Saint Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Question number 17. Which of the statements given above is correct? Saint Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. Saint Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Any idea? This is a factual question. You need to understand the ideas. Who is Saint Nimbarka, or what is the period of his reign? All these should be understood. The answer is D. Both of the statements are not correct. Answer is D. Both of the statements are not correct. He lived well before Akbar, and Saint Kabir was also lived well before Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Okay, just get these things, or just understood these things. If you cannot identify any of the logics of if you cannot remember anything related to these things, no problem, there is no issues. Just remember these things, try to follow these things if possible, that's all. Okay, there is no issues in making or leaving these questions behind. If you don't know anything in this type of questions, leave behind. Don't try to give an answer on this type of questions. Question number 18. In the revenue administration of Delhi Sultanate, the in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil. The Iqta system of Sultans of Delhi was an ancient indigenous institution. The office of Mirbakshi came into existence during the reign of Khalji Sultans of Delhi. Any idea here? This can be answered very easily if you have gone through the medieval Indian NCERTs. NCERT is enough for medieval India. If there is a question outside of that, then definitely leave. There is no issues. Yes, as Arun says, the answer is A. Of course, correct answer. Answer is A. This is true. That is, Amil is the in charge of revenue collection in Delhi Sultan. At the same time, Iqta system comes from Central Asian region, Central Asia. It comes from Central Asia, and Mirbakshi came into existence during the Mughal period, not Khalji. Mughal period, Mirbakshi came into existence. The answer is A. This is directly in your medieval India NCERTs. Go through that. That is very important. Medieval India NCERTs. Next question, question number 19, with reference to Mian Tansen. Which one of the following statements is not correct? Mian Tansen, not correct. Tansen was the title given to him by Emperor Akbar. Tansen composed Drupads on Hindu gods and goddesses. Tansen composed songs on his patrons. Tansen invented many ragas. Yes, answer is A. Of course, answer is A. The Mian is given by Akbar. The name Mian is given by, or the title Mian is given by Akbar. At the same time, Tansen is given by Raja Vikramadit. Vikramadit gave Tansen. So the answer not correct is this one. Every other statements are correct. So answer is A. The question here is not. If you have any issues to identify not, try to give a round or circular round note whenever you found this, so that you will not be missing any of this. Okay. Try to identify note in your questions. That is very important. 17th question, 20th question. Who among the following Mughal emperors shifted emphasis from illustrated manuscript to albums and individual portraits? Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan. This is also a direct question from medieval India. You can answer this. Very simple question, NCERT. Yes, answer is Jahangir. C. Answer is, of course, answer is C. Very simple question, very direct question. And somebody asked for ICTA system. ICTA is nothing but a revenue collection system. A revenue collection system primarily given to an individual with some military background. ICTA system. You just search for ICTA system, you will get the answer. And do not worry about this kind of content. Just search for these things. This is the basic content in your medieval Indian history. Go through that. Go through the idea. That is fine. Medieval India, especially the administration, is very important for your prelims examination. Question number 21, with reference to the history of India, consider the following pairs. Aurang, in charge of treasury of the state. Banyan, Indian agent of the East Indian Company. Mirasidar, designated revenue payer to the state. This can, you may have certain issues with this question. Do not worry about this. If you know, you know. That's the strategy here. Any idea? Anyone? Okay, pass. See. Okay, the only wrong pair is Aurang. Aurang is a warehouse manager or warehouse in charge of warehouse. All or other two is correctly matched. So 2 and 3 is correct. B is the right answer. 21B is the right answer. First one is wrong. Just go through that. If you knew this, that is good. If you don't know, nothing to be done here. If you have certain logics or if you can understand these type of words, this is mostly in relation with the Persian language, so that we cannot, in medieval India, most of the statements are from Lodi dynasty or after that Delhi Sultanate, Mughals, etc. They have a connection with the Persian languages, or that is something that can be understood by people who know Hindi very well. At the same time, other South Indian languages may not be that suitable for understanding these things. If you can, that is good. Question number 22. With the history of India, answer the following statements. Thaviravadians belong to Mahayana Buddhism. Lokottaravadian sect was an offshoot of Mahasanghika sect of Buddhism. The deification of Buddha by Mahasangikas fostered the Mahayana Buddhism. Any idea? Here the answer is B, 2 and 3. Answer is B, 2 and 3. The first one is related to Jainism, not related to Buddhism. Other two is related to the Buddhism. And earlier question, or in 2019 question, we have identified that deification of Buddha is related to Mahayana Buddhism, and it is one of the tilted type of points here. So try to use, if you can remember those things, you can answer this. But it is a tough question. I think these things are addressed in old NCERT, ancient India. Go through that if possible. 23. Consider the following events in the history of India: rise of Prathiharas under King Bhoja, establishment of Pallava power under Mahendravarman I, establishment of Chola power by Arandaka I, Pala dynasty founded by Gopala. This is a question related to the timeline. Whenever you learn history, you should know the timeline. Timeline is very important. Try to follow the timeline first so that you can answer these questions. Any idea? I'm going directly to the answer. 23. The answer is C. First one is establishment of Pallava dynasty, then Pala dynasty, then rise of Prathiharas under King Bhoja, and last one is Chola power. 2, 4, 1, 3. That is the timeline for this chronological order. Okay. Next one, which of the following phrases defines the nature of Hundi generally preferred to in the source of post-Harsha period? This question is more of a current affairs question rather than an ancient India question. This was there in news last year. I'm giving you 20 seconds. 20 seconds, guys. Read the statement: an advisory issued by the king to his subordinates, a diary to be maintained by the daily accounts, a bill of exchange, an order from the feudal lord to his subordinates. Hundi system. Any ideas? Any idea? Here the answer is C, a bill of exchange. This was there in news related to RBI. RBI was evaluating the process of Hundi system existing. It can be seen in some parts of India till today. So there was a detailed note by RBI related to the Hundi system. That's why it was in news. It was more of a current affairs question rather than a ancient India question. Okay. With reference to history of India, the terms Kulyavapa and Dronavapa denotes to, again these words, you cannot learn all these things. These are from historians, or textbooks of historians such as Ubinder. We will be compiling these words, certain words from We will try to compare almost every word from the ancient and medieval India. Let's cover Upinder Singh. It is measurement of land, or it is coin of different monetary value, then classification of urban land, then religious ritual. Which one is this? A, C, C. It is a measurement of land. It is similar to 2.5 acre or something like that. I just gone through that textbook. I think it is in Upinder Singh. 29, the answer is measurement of land. Tulya Papa and Drona Papa. Okay. You cannot learn all these words. Right. Better sharpen your logical ideas to answer the question. Okay. It is 29 was the answer. 30. Who among the following rulers? Sorry, 26. Who among the following rulers advised his subject through this inscription? Whosoever praises his religious sect or blames other sect out of excessive devotion to his own sect, with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. Ashoka, Samudragupta, Harshvardhana, Krishnadevaraya. This can be answered logically. Try to remember the ideals that was proposed by each of the ruler and try to identify the most probable ruler who would have said the idea. You cannot learn or remember all the inscriptions, rather try to remember whether there is a chance of behavior from these kind of these similar rulers. Yes, I didn't say Ashoka. Anybody else? Ashoka. Okay, everybody is Ashoka. That is the answer. Of course, even if you don't know, you can understand. You can connect their behaviors or their ideals with the given statements. Okay, try to add their behavior. Ashoka believed in, or Ashoka given away all his wealth and followed Buddhism. That means there should not be any special focus on religious side. That is, everyone is equal. That was the idea of Ashoka after the war. Just remember that. You can connect it with these ideas. In these given options, Ashoka is the best option to choose from. Okay, so Ashoka is the answer. A is the answer. Question number 26. Question number 27. With reference to the cultural history of India, which one of the following is the correct description of the term paramitas? The earliest Dharmashastra text written in aphoristic style, philosophical school that did not accept the authority of Vedas, perfections whose attainment led to the Bodhisattva path, powerful merchant guilds of early medieval South India. Paramitas. Again, there is certain logic that can be used, or it can relate paramitas with some ideas, but most of the time this is one of the hardest question in prelims examination. There is nothing wrong if you make a mistake or you cannot attempt this question. Any ideas? Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. C. Okay. The answer here is C. Perfections whose attainment led to the Bodhisattva path. Okay. If you param means the perfections or the final points. You can relate in such a way. That is the final point, param. So if you have a similar logic, you can apply. That does not mean that it will be correct, but try to follow that logic if you can. This is also a factual question. There is nothing wrong in missing this question. Just try to answer the easiest question and try not to make mistakes in those questions. That should be your idea. Okay, answer is C. Question number 28, with reference to scholars, literatures of ancient India, answer the following period. Panini is associated with Pushyamitra Sunga. Amarasimha is associated with Harshavardhana. Kalidasa is associated with the Chandragupta II. This is again the timeline and relation. You should be remembering this. For example, there is Navratnas. There is something similar to multiple times Ashtangas. Different types of representations is there. You should remember this. It will be easier for these things. C. The answer is, of course, as I didn't say, the answer is C. Yes, answer is C. Of course, answer is C. Panini lived well before Pushyamitra Singha. Amarasimha is the same case. Kalidasa was in they associated with Chandragupta. So the answer is 3 only. C. Okay. Next question number 29. Parivrajaka, Shramana, Upasaka. Yesterday we have gone through these things as an option in your one of the previous year questions. Parivrajaka and Shramana. The same thing is repeated here. Just remember these things. Try to go through the previous year questions. Try to understand what it is. Try to understand the options, etc. With reference to the cultural history of India, answer the following ways. Parivrajaka, renunciant and wanderer. Shramana, priest with a high status. Upasaka, lay follower of Buddhism. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? Any idea? Parivrajaka is, of course, renunciant and wanderer. Upasaka is lay. Upasaka. This can be related with your normal native language. Lay follower of Buddhism. Shramana tradition. It is not priest with a high status. Rather, again, it is similar to a renunciate and wanderer. It is similar to the wanderer type of. Yes. So the answer is 29B. 1 and 3 is the answer. Ramana is something related to a wanderer type of. It is not priest with high status, rather it is priest who is wandering around. B is the correct answer. B is the answer. The last question of 2020, with reference to the period of Gupta dynasty in ancient India, the towns Gandashala, Kadura, Shaul were well known as ports handling foreign trade, capitals of powerful kingdoms, places of exquisite stone art and architecture, important Buddhist pilgrimage centers. Gandashala, Kadura and Shaul. Any idea? Yes, of course, the answer is A. These all are factual questions. Do not worry about that. The answer is A. Sports only, foreign trade. Okay. So that's it for today. We have completed both polity and ancient Indian previous year questions. If you want to have a detailed session or a class on certain topics, please let us know. We will take the class. We are planning a current affairs for prelims exam. We will let you know the timetable, schedules, etc. And if you have any issues in any topics or any sections, please let us know. We will take the class. Okay. And do subscribe and do share the content so that we can move on. And thank you for being with us. We will see you again soon. Try to follow the syllabus, try to complete all the syllabus within next 60 days. That is very important. After that, we will start revision. Okay. If you have any issues, please let us know. We can help. Thank you for being with me. Subscribe, share, and do spread the word. Thank you.